you please welcome your New Orleans.
Mike Tirico in the booth with Greg Olsen and Blake Rupe on the field to get this started. Off we go from the Superdome. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Falcons set to take over here on offense. And they are led by their veteran. It's Kirk Cousins.
You know, it's funny how time flies, Mike, and we won't call him old. We'll just call him experienced. And here's a guy who's been doing this for a really long time at a high level, and he's going to hope that some of that experience works in his favor today, and when he plays well, this is proven to be a really hard team to beat.
They'll run it for the first time with Bijan Robinson, and he'll bring this across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4.
It's a gain of 5, brings up 2nd and 5. At the 31-yard line.
From the 31, here is 2nd and 5. They'll send the receiver in motion to the left. Another run here for Robinson. Crazy. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. They'll get 19 out of that play. It's good for a Falcon first down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass. And they can continue to generate these big explosive runs. I don't think they need to go away from it.
Keep Werner on the tackle. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Saints' 46-yard line.
From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6. Working out of the gun, it's Cousins. And he let him a bit too much. And pass is incomplete. Bijan Robinson, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next, that's a skill that really just comes from experience.
This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
So that'll bring up 4th down, and here comes the veteran Bradley Pinion to punt it away. No return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Saints led out by the rookie, Tyler Shough. Interesting story. Oft injured in college, the 3rd quarterback drafted out of Louisville with pick 40. Greg, he is now the QB for New Orleans.
Here's a guy, Mike, that has a really interesting college football journey. I mean, he is as well seasoned, I would say, as possible. Like, think about this. He played 7 different seasons of football at the college level. So he's got ideal size, he's got strength, he's got all the physical stuff. A little bit of a pocket passer, but he has the arm and a little of the mobility that you need to make plays and play quarterback at this level. He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
And a nice run there. He'll get 8 to the 28-yard line.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide-open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for, and I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
A gain there of 15. First down, New Orleans.
Gain of 15 yards. And the Saints, first down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
Exiting the pocket right. He keeps it himself. What a good choice to get out and run. That's a pickup of 18 and a first down.
A quarterback who can extend the play with his legs, Mike, is just such a key element to today's modern offenses. You can see there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, but he decides to turn into a runner, picks up a great gain, and ultimately a first down.
Shuck looking to throw on first down. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up second down.
It's now second down.
They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
They'll try again. It's second and 10. On the handoff, it's Kamara. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
It's a gain of 14
Pickup of 14 on that one. It's good for a Saints first down.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
This time the sliding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of
No
scrimmage.
gain on the play. Second
You could just
and
see
10.
the frustration on the
At
running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
Operating out of the gun, this is Shuck. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So I really like the decision, Mike. This is a rookie quarterback making more veteran decisions, and I think in his growth process this early on in his career, those are really good signs, because how often do we see these rookies still think they're back in college, they're the best player on the field, and they can make every throw, even if it's not there. You're not going to get away with that consistently in the NFL. Throw it away. Really nice job here by the young quarterback.
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown Saints.
We all make such a big deal, Mike, when we see a quarterback go through his progression and deliver a deep downfield strike for a touchdown. But sometimes just take what's easy, the easy pitch and catch, get an underneath completion. That's exactly what the quarterback does here. Takes what the defense gives them, and when you have a playmaker like that on the outside, they can do the rest with their feet after the catch, and the end result is still a touchdown.
Blake Grupe comes on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Saints will take a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Saints 7, Falcons nothing.
after the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. Carter on the return. Now an opening past the 30. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. The Falcons offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. He'll try to get back to the line, but he's not happening. Going to lose a yard.
It's a loss of a yard.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Throwing now, Cousins. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
Back in the day, Mike, you know how they decided who played offense and who played defense? The guys who caught the ball better played offense, and the guys who couldn't play defense. And now, that's obviously not the case anymore. But this is one of those that still gives defensive players a bad rap.
Cousins out of the gun on 3rd down. He's going to take a shot here for Mooney. That is off. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. It is a big play there for the Falcons. 35 yards.
1st and 10 at the 24.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Now, after that last snap, we have an injured player. It's Bijan Robinson, who's in some pain down there. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. They'll have to go the full 10 yards with 1st and goal. They'll run it here with Algier. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's 2nd and goal.
So these, Mike, are the body blow runs. They're not big gains. They're nothing fancy. But they really set that physical tone for the rest of the game where now a good play caller can use some of these early runs to set up something a little bit bigger down the road.
Cousins now on 2nd down. That one taken in. Darnell Mooney. Touchdown Atlanta.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Zane Gonzalez on for the point after. The kick is good. And the Falcons will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. A safe kick taken at the 5. Across the 20. They'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Saints offense ready to take over for their second possession. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with first down. Pistol give to Kamara. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 5. Throwing is shot. They'll try to set up the screen here. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game. Just one more thing for the defense to have to defend. Make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone. Defend every blade of grass, and a really good running back goes a long way in doing it.
And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. They get an even 20 on that one. First down, New Orleans.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
There wasn't anywhere really for him to go with the ball. The defensive backs did a great job of taking away his progression read, but that pass rush, they just can't get home, and he ends up making the play with his legs and moves the chains.
On play action, it's Chuck. Brought in by Chris Olave. And he's going to be out of bounds down at the 30.
14 more yards.
First catch in this one for Olave. Raheem Morris consulting with his staff above, and they decide to throw the challenge flag here.
The previous play is under review.
At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So the challenge is unsuccessful, and he's going to have to be careful here because he has just one challenge for the remainder of the game. 1st and 10. It's a give now to Kamara. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down.
The tackle made at the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Here's a toss to the right for Kamara. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. That's good enough for a first down.
Simple play to call, but complex to execute. A toss play is beautiful, Mike, when a team hits it like they just did. We can see why they're a fan of the toss. Healthy game, and they pick up the first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. A give up the middle with Kamara. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 17-yard line.
Chuck will get this out wide. And he'll take this one in. Javon Bailey. Touchdown, New Orleans. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. has 2 touchdown receptions here in the first quarter.
Mike, all this guy has to do is keep this pace up, and he's going to have himself 8 touchdowns. But in all seriousness, if I'm this quarterback, I'm not looking anywhere else until this defense proves they have an answer, because right now, they don't have one.
The kicker
Groupie now, on for the extra point. He gets it to go. Saints will move out to a 14-7 lead.
Falcons 7.
After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. Carter on the return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Falcons offense ready to take over possession of the football. They go play action with Cousins. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
And with nothing open downfield, he tries to find something underneath. But give credit to this secondary, Mike. I mean, they had everything covered up, and this one ends up just falling incomplete.
Pitts is the man in motion. On second down, it's a run with Robinson. And a nice run there as he surges forward, a gain of 8, and sets up third down.
That's a gain of 8.
So I think as they continue to have success on the ground like they did here, I think we're going to see them continue to lean towards that ground game, force the defense to come up, sell out, take it away, and then there's all sorts of options downfield in the passing game.
Now a screen going to be set up for Robinson. And it looks like he's going to have the first down. The defense was right there, but a gain of 2. Good enough for the first down.
And the Falcons.
This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that first down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, and bring up a fresh set of downs.
Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
He was taken down.
A lot of times the success of a draw depends on the defensive ends, Mike, rushing the passer. In this case, a great job by the defensive end. He initially reads pass, but then he determines that it's going to be a draw. He quickly adjusts, and he's able to tackle the running back for a loss.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. He'll get that to Kadero Hines. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
And it brings up third down.
So they'll talk over what to do on this third down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. The Saints out on top. More from New Orleans after this. The Falcons have it to start quarter number 2. They come up now on third down and 4 to go. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked on by their rookie corner.
Mike, doesn't it just seem like year in and year out, especially on the defensive side of the ball, there's these late-round players that kind of burst onto the scene out of nowhere, and there's a reason this guy fell in the draft, but I'll tell you what, he has shown a ton of growth so far this year, and he continues to make his presence felt in the back end of this defense.
The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. They'll begin with terrific starting field position. It gets going with 1st and 10. On the give, this is Kamara. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6.
The tackle made at the 47-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. They're going to go right back to Kamara. Room to run at the 35. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
A gain of 19 yards.
A pickup there of 19 yards. It's good for a Saints first down.
1st and 10.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire first half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to them.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
12 more yards.
Give him 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another first down.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Well, here he is just taking over this drive from the running back spot, and frankly, Mike, any time the secondary and defensive backs are making a lot of tackles downfield, you know the offensive line's doing their job up front, and we can see the results.
And the Saints are going to have 1st and goal as the tackle's made at about the 5-yard line.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
And he overshot his man. Out of the end zone, that one's incomplete.
It's not often you see a pass that's out of the reach of this guy. I mean, 50-50 balls tend to go his favor more often than not, but this one kind of gets away from him just a little bit and falls incomplete.
Another one from the 5, 2nd down and goal. Here comes the jet sweep. And this is not going to work out as planned. Tough spot to try to run a play like that. It is blown up behind the line.
It's 3rd.
Tried to get a little cute here, get the ball into the hands of one of their receivers in space on a jet motion, but really nice job there by the defense. When you can set good edges and you can have good force players on the perimeter of the defense, there's really nowhere for this jet sweep to go, because with them running horizontal before the snap, Mike, it's very hard for these receivers to cut and get vertical. These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line.
Good blocking, and he's in. Touchdown, Saints.
He's had a feeling that this might be coming, right? It's kind of been brewing all game. Like, you see it so often on 4th down. The most difficult play to defend deep in the red zone is quarterback scramble. The defense lets the quarterback get outside the pocket. It puts so much pressure on your paced defenders in the secondary, and they can't latch on, and he takes it on himself.
Groupie now for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Saints will take A 21-7 lead.
21. Falcons 7.
After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. Carter on the return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Falcons offense starting to trot out for this next possession. Here's Cousins throwing from the pistol. That's caught. It's high. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. An ideal beginning to this drive. 24 on the first play.
On the play. And the Falcon first down.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
It's a give up the middle to Robinson. He'll get this ahead for about 3. Alontae Taylor is there for the stop.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 7. Cousins. The catch is made. It's Agnew. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Pitts is the man in motion. Cousins now. He's got his tight end. That's Pitts. And it looks like he's going to have a first down. Nothing fancy there. Short completion, but it yields a fresh set of downs.
A gain of 4 yards.
You could see that he was trying to find something downfield, trying to take a shot there on 3rd and short, but really nice job understanding there was nothing downfield, no need to force it. Get the ball underneath, get a fresh set of downs, and start over again.
Good physical run. It'll wind up as a gain of 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
So, from the 25, it's 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Robinson. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down right at the line.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
3rd and 5. Now, Cousins. Open man is Mooney. He's got it. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
That's another Falcons first down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the Saints' 13-yard line.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. On the give, this is Algier. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Made at the 12-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 7.
Converted twice on 3rd down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a 3rd time? It is brought in the end zone. Darnell Mooney. Touchdown Falcons. That's his 2nd touchdown so far here in the first half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Gonzalez now for the point out.
Extra point.
He knocks it through. And the Falcons draw closer here. It's 21-14.
Falcons 14.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. This taken at the 5. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. Play fake. Here's Shuck. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the
and while the play results
line.
in an incompletion, I think these are the type of decisions from a young quarterback that you're okay with. If the play's not there, if you don't feel good, throw the ball away, don't turn it over, and let's live for the next play call.
In motion is Hill. On 2nd down, here's a run with Kamara. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down.
36-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
From the gun, it's Shuck. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And the rookie gives himself up there at the end. That's a sign of a guy who's learned it quick. Picking up the 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
This is exactly how it's supposed to look on 3rd down. His eyes are downfield, nothing materializes. He quickly decides he can do it himself, picks up the 1st down, and then to protect himself with the slide, well done.
Now Kamara. The tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. 12 was nice last time, so they did it again. Another 12-yard pickup and another 1st down.
1st and 10 at the
And with that run,
line.
this back is closing in on almost 100 yards for the game today, Mike. He's had a lot of those good chunk plays. This defense has not had a great answer for him so far.
On 1st down, they'll stay with Kamara on the ground. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down.
And 11.
We spent so much time, Mike, talking about these defensive backs and their ability in pass coverage, but When you also have a defensive back that can make plays in the run game, especially behind the line of scrimmage, man, those guys are just so hard to find. That was a heck of a job here by this guy.
That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Gain of 17 yards.
A gain of 17 yards. First down, New Orleans.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. Here is Shuck on first and 10.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
On second down, it's Shuck. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Brandon Cooks with that pass. And third down coming up.
Goes without saying, Mike, you have to be smart with the ball, especially down here in the red zone. You're already in scoring position. And I understand they're trying to come away with a touchdown, but at the very least, come away with 3. Worst case scenario is you turn the ball over.
He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes. Falcons go ahead and take their second timeout as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming. Here comes Blake Groupie for this field goal try. This one from 39 yards out. Groupie's kick is good. And the Saints can extend their lead. It's now 24-14.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
He made the field goal a moment ago. Now Groupie back out to kick it away. Carter on the return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. There's Kirk Cousins. He and the Falcons set for their next drive. The deficit is 10, 24-14. So work to do as they come up for first and 10. Now, Cousins. And that one is complete along the boundary. Good job of getting those feet inbound.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Play action now. It's Cousins. He'll go left side here and complete this one. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
And that first down was huge for this offense. Now they can take a deep breath. Focus on trying to put a late scoring drive together before we hit the halftime break.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for first and 10. For the left side, he gets that to Mooney. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line.
It's a gain of 11.
A big half continues. Already 2 touchdowns on the score sheet. And here, this grab gets him a first down.
First down, Falcons.
To throw is Cousins. They're trying to hit him with a screen. And he's Close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Now the Falcons will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop with 27 seconds remaining until halftime. Now it's 2nd and 1. Working out of the gun, it's Cousins. That's to the right side and incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
It's going to be 3rd. They need 1. Cousins going to throw. This one just too far for the receiver out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
Here's the punter now. He's on for the 2nd time. They'll try to get something inside the 10. And are they going to mark this out of bounds? They are. It's out at the 1-yard line. What a kick.
1-yard line.
They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Here's a run with their tight end. And he'll be brought down at about the 13-yard line.
A gain of 12 yards. That's good.
So, halftime straight ahead, and we send it over to Scott Hansen, who has the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the 3rd quarter as we're ready to kick off the 2nd half. Back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. We welcome you back on EA Sports for quarter number 3. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the 2nd half is underway. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Saints offense is going to have the first crack at it as we begin this 3rd quarter. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with 1st down. They'll go play action here with Chuck. Finding space at the 40. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. He had 2 touchdowns earlier. Looking to see what he can do here in this 2nd half. That grab gets them a 1st down.
And another great throw. And I'll tell you what, Mike, so far today, this certainly does not look like a rookie quarterback. I mean, he is in complete control of this offense.
On play action, it's Chuck. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
2nd and 10. gun. This is Shuck. That's deep for Olave. That's hard. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. They'll stop it here. We have an injured Saint on the play. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll work the middle here with Kamara. A modest gain. Maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down.
17-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
They'll go again here with Kamara. And he will not be able to get free. Picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
To throw is Shuck. He's got it at the 3. And he will easily pick up the 1st down. They've got 1st and goal coming up.
That's another Saints 1st down. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Well, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
And this one ruined quickly. Take them back to the 5-yard line.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot, and now I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
Chuck to throw on 2nd down. Here's a screen coming for Kamara. And he'll take this down to the 2, but a good tackle there. Going to set up 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Kamara is into the end zone for a Saints touchdown. So on 3rd and goal, they run it in. Sometimes, Greg, that's 4-down territory. They didn't need to do it on 4th down. Taking care of it on the 3rd down for the touchdown.
Yeah, when you find yourself down here this close, Mike, you have to finish these drives off. I'm with you. I think he was going to give his back 2 shots there to punch it in, but he only needed 1.
On comes Blake Groupie for the PAT. The kick is good. Saints will extend this 3rd quarter lead.
Falcons 14.
After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. Agnew on the return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Falcons offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this 2nd half. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Ball carrier. Nathan Shepard brought him down. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 25-yard line.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 9. Now Robinson. And he'll work this past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Mario Davis there on the play.
It's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Short throw taken by Pitts. And he'll be out of bounds, well short of the line to gain. And that'll set up 4th down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough 3rd down situation, and now it brings up 4th down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. The lead is 17 as they try to maybe pull away in this one. It is 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
2nd and 11. In motion is Hill. On the ground, it's Kamara. And a nice tackle in the open field limits the game to only 1.
The tackle made by Jesse Bates. A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 9.
Third and 9.
What do you want?
Now shut. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Brandon Cooks.
That's just a brutal miss, especially on 3rd down. If he delivers a good ball, Mike, that's a completion, 1st down, and this drive is alive. And I think he just tried to be a little too perfect, and he overshoots his target, and he's not there in time to reel it in.
Going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Pitts is the man in motion. On 1st down, Cousins. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
And 8 yards to
And this is really just more of the same that we saw in the first half. They have made it a huge struggle in the passing game. I mean, just no easy completions, no open space. Every single ball has been contested, and they've done a great job all day.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there. making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive. But instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
This fielded inside the 35. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Now, faking the give. Quick throw, taken in. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. That one good for a dozen. A very quick first down.
That's good for a Saints.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
So, just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 9. They'll run. It's Kamara. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
It's
A gain of 11 on that one. It's good for a Saints first down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
For that play to work, Mike, you have to distort the defensive line at the point of attack. And what that means is the offensive lineman, you need one of them to win their block. Move the defender out of his gap. Because when you do, you can see there is a nice run lane for the back to hit.
And he does some good work on the ground here. Going to take it inside the 30 with a run of 8 yards.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense. And right now, it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
On the zone read, it's Chuck. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
Oftentimes, the more success you have as a quarterback keeping the ball, the more attention that you're going to get from the defense. And I think that's exactly the case here. They've been burned a few times by this guy already today, but this time they were ready for him.
Slot man in motion right. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. First down and more inside the 15. And he won't quite get to the end zone, but they're going to be set up at the 2-yard line. It's a gain of 29, and it's 1st and goal.
Sometimes all it takes is that one key block to spring this back. He's just so good in open space, and man, that was a heck of a run, and it sets up 1st and goal.
And he will take this one across into the end zone. Devin Neal. Touchdown, New Orleans. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this third quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the third quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
Groupie now, on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Saints tack on one more to their lead.
Next the score, Saints 38, Falcons 14.
After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. Agnew on the return. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Falcons offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. And he'll be forced out of bounds just a couple of yards short of a first down. That's a pickup of 8.
And as of right now, they find themselves trailing at the moment, but it's certainly not because of the ground game. I mean, he's averaging over 4 yards per carry. Just hasn't been enough to overcome some of their shortcomings elsewhere.
They'll run it here with Robinson. He'll have a first down as he gets this up close to the 40-yard line.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen, and not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2, but it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor, and when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
I think the days where cornerbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle.
Second down, Cousins. The catch is made, it's Agnew. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9 yards.
Well, so often we see quarterbacks standing in the pocket, holding it, seeing if they can create something downfield. Well, not that play. That play was simple. Snap the ball to the quarterback, spit it out into the hands of your receiver, and let's see what he can do.
Now, this looks like a design run. And he takes a really good lick on the backfield. They were all over him defensively for that run.
37-yard line.
So, 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Cousins now. That's caught. It's high. And that's a good gain there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that first down.
It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down where it's a little bit more manageable.
Cousins out of the gun on 3rd down. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
You talk about a quarterback getting bailed out. Man, that is a pick all day long, and as this defender enters the huddle, you see a bunch of his guys hitting him on the helmet, but I can promise you they're saying, next time, you got to come down with that one.
Cousins now on 2nd down. Quick slant into the hands of Mooney. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. A gain there of 11. First down, Atlanta.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Atlanta.
Pitts is the man in motion. Here's Robinson. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
So I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. I mean, whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. Can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down.
Now a deep ball toward the end zone. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incomplete.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on third down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up fourth down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. He gets this one complete to Hodge. And they continue to churn out first down. What a drive. It continues now with first and goal.
And this is what the offense needed. Now after that last completion, you still trail here in the fourth quarter. You need scores, and you need scores fast, so they cannot take their time. I wouldn't be surprised to get them right back up on the line of scrimmage and try to score here now that it's first and goal.
Tyler Algier, the ball carrier. He was brought down at the 8-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up second and goal.
Ball is at the 8 for second and goal. They'll send the tight end in motion right. Throwing now, Cousins. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds.
The best guys I've been around, Mike, they have a sense where they can see the ball, but they can feel the sideline. And that's kind of an innate sense that these guys have that allows them to concentrate and secure the catch and ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Throwing here on third and goal. And that is incomplete.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that third down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this fourth down after failing on third.
Pitts is the man in motion. Cousins to throw for it on fourth down. He's got his big tight end, Kyle Pitts. Touchdown, Atlanta. Touchdown here in the fourth quarter, Greg. They have a big mountain to climb, but at least they're technically still alive in this one.
And now, Mike, we're going to see them line up to go for 2. They're going to see if they can get this lead down to 16 points and still give them a chance to fight back here late in the fourth quarter.
So Cousins and the Falcons now going to go for 2 here.
The Falcons will line up for the
Cousins.
conversion.
He'll swing that out wide. And he will not get to the goal line, so no tacking on 2 points. Still a 3-score game, as the difference is 18. Both teams ready to
Bradley
go once
Pinion
more
set to kick
as
off.
the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Saints offense and quarterback Tyler Shuck heading back out to the field. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Right here with Kamara. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Shuck. He takes off. They'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. What a good choice to get out and run. That's a pickup of 18 and a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
Look middle here, and there's Olave. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
A gain of
22 yards, the pickup there. First down, New Orleans.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard him.
Kamara's going to get it on the zone read here. And he's able to fight through one tackle here and pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 33-yard line.
They're going to go right back to Kamara. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
And up until this point, this is not something that we've seen a lot of. This running back's had a really nice day. So in this case, this rep goes to the defense.
They need to get it to the 27. This is 3rd down. In motion goes Cooks. Now Shuck on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
And this is where the timing of these passing game, you see guys, they call it routes on air, Mike. During the course of the week, there's no defense, nobody playing on coverage, but it's the timing. It's be on time, get your depth, be where the quarterback expects you to be, because then when the game starts, things get sped up just a little bit more for the quarterback. And in this case, it's a perfect example. He's open, he tries to lead his guy, just puts a little too much in front. I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you had things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
We made the field goal a moment ago. Now Groupie back out to kick it away. Carter on the return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Falcons offense ready for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Working out of the gun, it's Cousins. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
I feel like their quarterback, for the most part, has looked pretty solid. I mean, it's everybody else that seems to have let him down with the drop balls and the mistakes. That's really what's killing these drives.
Quick throw here is complete. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
A gain of 9.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
They'll try to sneak it here, and he's going to have a Falcons first down. At least it would appear that way. Didn't get it by much, but yes, they do give him the conversion on 3rd and 1.
First and 10 at the
When done
35-yard
correctly,
line.
Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the first down. There was no hesitation from the quarterback. From the jump, he knew where he wanted to go with that ball, but still leads to an incompletion. They're just still not quite on the same page.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Cousins to throw. To the right. That's pitch. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
It's a gain of 20.
Remember, he had the touchdown catch from last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down.
First and 10
What a
at the
luxury.
41-yard
There's certain
line.
teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
For the left side, he gets that to Mooney. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Second and 3.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And even though you're facing a big deficit, I still think this is the right decision. At some point, you do have to start forcing the ball to make something happen, but you can't be reckless. So I think this would have been more on the reckless side, and certainly a good decision. Maintain possession of the ball.
Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it.
And a nice job there defensively on 3rd down, not overcommitting to their pass rush. Having a plan for this quarterback as a designed runner, they're able to stop him short of 1st down.
They only need a yard, and it's 4th down. Throwing his Cousins. He's got his tight end. That's Pitts.
Breaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
An unbalanced look to the left here on 1st down. Here's Cousins. Reaching for it, the tight end couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
Short throw taken by Pitts. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a 1st down.
14-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Escaping to his left.
These plays just kill you defense. The pressure is good, but you have to contain him. Quarterback does a nice job of escaping the pocket, turns into a runner, scrambles for positive yardage.
At the 6-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 2. Now, Cousins. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
Certainly hasn't been their best game in terms of rushing the passer, but you find yourself with the lead here in the 4th quarter. No better time for that pass rush to come alive and see if they can close this game out.
Trying to keep the drive alive, going to have to convert on 3rd and 9. Cousins. There's that man again. Another catch. Nice job there defensively to keep him in front of the marker. It's going to bring up 4th down. They'll run for it. It's Algier. And he's not going anywhere. Stuffed behind the line. They have turned it over on down.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. And a few kneel downs should do it here. Defensively, they do still have those 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. On 1st down, they'll start out with Kamara, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Well, the defense gets a rare win. We've seen this ball carrier have his way on the ground pretty much all day today, Mike, and give credit to the defense. They were able to get back in the backfield with some penetration and bring them down for a loss.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. On the give, this is Kamara. And they'll stop it. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yardage, but it didn't gain any here. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
Well, they've got them going backwards now, Mike, and this is a worrying trend. We've seen it now the last 2 plays. They have to be able to generate some leverage at the point of attack. Count on positive yardage in the run game.
Operating out of the gun, this is Shuck. Catch is made there on the left side by Cooks. And he will be taken down. We'll see if they want to use those timeouts, but this one is about done. The Saints will punt this one away, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this 4th quarter. So this one, a win for the Saints. They use a little home cooking here. They play a complete football game, and they're going to send their fans home quite happy. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Saints are winners, as we say so long from New Orleans.